Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Reds Room, where we take an in-depth look at Cincinnati Reds memorabilia. I'm your host, Sean Sparks. My guest joining me once again is all the way from New Bremen, Ohio, Jay McCollum. Jay, welcome back to the Reds Room.
Thanks for having me back.
All right.
Didn't scare you off.
No, we're still here. So we'll get right into it on this episode. We're going to discuss more Wally Post items. And just something I wanted to kind of bring up. You used to kind of have, I guess, the tag of ball guy.
Yeah.
B-A-L-L. Because you used to have so many balls you sold, traded.
Yes, I did. Actually, like you said last month,
Yeah,
that our collections kind of mirrored each other. And
that's right.
When I first started, I was like, okay, baseballs, they're small. They take up very minimal space.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of space in one confined area.
Yeah.
So like you said, I would get a baseball signed or buy a baseball for basically anybody I can find that played for the Reds.
Oh, yeah.
So we're talking, like you said last month, all the way back to the 1919 team
Mm-hmm.
to the current team,
Correct.
which at the time was like 2008, 9-ish.
Right.
But and by having all that, I never really sold, and I kind of looked down on people that sold.
Yeah.
But I soon found out that you're not going to be able to get stuff that you really want unless you make your collection buy your collection.
Right.
And what I mean by that is the baseballs that I had basically turned into almost an endowment type thing.
Yeah.
Like, if I needed to buy something, I just sold a few baseballs.
Well, it's called essentially trading up.
Yeah, basically, yes.
in a way.
Upgrading the collection.
Correct. And now you've kind of become known as the Wally Post guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and I'm proud to be that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what we have here today is, well, four or five bats here, but four of them are game used,
Absolutely.
and one of them is like a retail model, I guess you would call
Yes.
that. So as we take a look at each one of these, and we'll get a close-up look here, this first one here, tell us a little bit about this bat.
Well, when I saw it, I found this one on eBay,
Yeah.
and at first I was kind of, okay, I need to know more about it. Like I said earlier, I'm not a game used
Mhm.
expert, so to speak. But I knew the labeling was, it's correct,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't a U1 model, which
Right.
is what these other three are.
It's a K. That's what I was
It's a
checking.
K55, if I remember right.
That's right. Yeah.
And the big glaring difference you can tell is, and actually the only difference is the fact that that one actually has a knob.
Mm-hmm.
And so I sent pictures of it again to Wally's daughter
Yeah.
in St. Henry, Ohio, and said, I just bought a bat that used by your dad and had
Yeah.
a knob on it. It's kind of interesting. And she shared with me that, yeah, he used those a little bit early in his career,
Mm-hmm.
but the knob would give him blisters on his hand.
Oh, that's
So
interesting.
that's why he went away from the knob bat.
Oh, okay. And what year did you say this was again?
I don't know
You don't know exact year.
precisely because, and I know you can
Mhm.
based on the labeling, but I don't know enough about that.
Okay.
I know there are books out there that'll help you out with that, but I'm not.
And this next bat, which has the number 29 on the end, and this is a U1 model.
Yes.
Okay.
And this one, I believe, and actually this one, if you remember, we were talking last month
Mm-hmm.
how you would bid on something, and then if it got too high for you, you would send it my way.
Oh yeah, then I'll let you know.
Well, I appreciate you letting me have your scraps on this one.
I do remember
This
that.
was my first game-used Wally Post bat, and it's still my favorite.
Mhm.
Not only because it's my first, but the grain on it is astonishing.
It's gorgeous.
It's dark. The grains are darker. The stamping is black,
Yeah.
and the marking on the bat is
It is
really prevalent, and then it appears to be uncracked.
Yeah.
But on the other side, and I think you took pictures,
Mm-hmm.
it's destroyed
Yeah.
and put back together with vintage bat boy nails, which back in the day they would nail the bats together. I don't think they used them again.
Right.
I know that like my dad and his buddies would do that, and they would use them again.
Yeah.
But even though they didn't make much money back then, I
I
highly
agree.
doubt that they probably did not.
This is by
reuse
far
it.
my favorite of the five. It's a beautiful bat.
Because you can just think that bat just got destroyed when he
Yeah.
hit the ball, and they put it back together, and whoever did it did a very good job, because you probably could hit with it still.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to. I haven't. But
yeah, I would
could.
suggest you would do that. But
And then this
the
bat.
next one, the third one, is also another U1 model with the 29 written on the knob.
And this one actually is, I guess, authenticated to the 61 season as well.
Okay.
Not necessarily playoffs or World Series or anything like that. Maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I got this bat from Sports Investments, Adam Walter.
Okay.
And it's uncracked. Beautiful bat as well.
It is.
Grain's not, it's more of a blonde than,
It is.
I guess you would say, a dirty blonde.
Mm.
And then the next bat
Yeah.
is probably the most used
It is.
that I have.
I see a lot of grain swelling here.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
it's really splintered down
Yeah.
here, not put together, not nailed back together.
No.
I don't know if you can hear that, but that's the
Yeah.
grain, the wood rubbing.
Right.
And this one I don't think has the number on the end.
It does not.
It's got some.
It's also a U1 model.
Yeah,
though,
yeah. They're all U1s except for the first one.
Yeah.
And
Finally, then this is
this
the retail.
one is basically a retail model that is given away. They give one of these away at the Wally Post Open every year in Saline, Ohio, at the Mercer County Elks.
Yeah.
Up on 127. You can actually take it from Cincinnati and get all the way up there if you're ever interested.
Oh wow. It's a nice looking bat though.
But yeah, and the only difference that I can see, obviously it's newer,
Yeah.
but they, for lack of a better term, finished up to about here,
Mhm.
and then it's just the grain here. And the only reason I can think they do that is so that you can't claim that it's a
Yeah.
game used model if you hit with it or whatever. But
Right. Well, and also
there's an underline.
the
under
underline under
125,
125, which is
I
something.
just saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. But it is a very pretty bat and goes great with the collection. So in terms of retail value, obviously the gamers, mean specifically, not so much the retail. What is a value range? Like from like a low end to a high end that someone could expect to pay for a player like this. And I'm assuming these bats are all from the 50s.
It's early 60s.
Early
well, this
60s.
one would be 50s.
50s, right?
And I would say these are probably early 60s.
Okay.
Early to mid, but most likely early 60s.
Okay.
61 or 60 to 63 or 61 to 64 or something like that.
Right. Okay.
Like I said, these two I know are authenticated to the 61 series.
61.
This one's actually PSA DNA'd,
Okay.
and this is the one that you let me know of.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's the one that I got from Sports Investments.
Okay.
And they said that it came from 61 as well.
Wow. Okay, so these two are 61, 50s model somewhere.
And I would imagine this one's early 60s. I don't know exactly.
And again, when you get dated back to this far, you really it's if you can't find a catalog or something, speak to the experts
Yeah, exactly.
that can help you with this kind of stuff, because there's no one person
There
out
was
there
there was
knows
no
everything.
MLB authentication back then.
That's right, and so you just got to try to find the right person that can give you the answers you're looking for.
Right.
And like I said, no one person can know everything. So, like, what would be like a low end to high end value on these types of bats?
Well, basically anywhere from $300-$400 up to $1,000-ish.
1,000. And do you prefer signed, unsigned, cracked, uncracked?
Well, seeing as I collect basically only Wally Post, I'll take whatever I can get.
Yeah. Mhm.
But I think you and I are in the same mindset where the way it was when it came off the field.
Yeah, that's the way I prefer.
Now, if it's cracked and it's a Wally Post bat, obviously I'm not going to turn it away.
Right.
But I prefer them to not be cracked.
Yeah.
But back then, and now even more so, the players aren't going to give away
Yeah, they don't.
uncracked bats.
Yeah, well, because they use them till they break.
Exactly.
You know. Well, this is some really great stuff. Thanks again for showing it. And I think that's all the time we have for today. We'll see you next month. And until then, happy collecting, everyone.